Today we're diving into the awesome FAS Pack, so let's go. So the FAS Pack is pretty simple, but there's a lot of features in this pack and a lot of options and how you can set it up. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to take your brand new FAS Pack, how to adjust your frame sheet and get it set up for general use. I'm not going to go over every single setup you can get into with the FAS Pack because there is a lot of them. So I'm going to give you a couple basic setups to get you up and running for this season. So to start off, when you get your FAS Pack, you're going to want to go ahead and open it up. And inside, you're going to have a couple different things. You're going to have your compression strap kit, which is going to be very important in the setup of the pack, so we'll set that aside. And then you're going to have your frame sheet. Now, depending on when you get your FAS Pack, the frame sheet may be in this front pocket here where the water bladder is supposed to go, or it may be installed already in the back frame sheet pocket. So you've got this little Velcro flap up here. So when you open your FAS Pack, you're going to need to see where your frame sheet's at so you can pull it out and make an adjustment on that. All right, so I got the frame sheet pulled out, and the frame sheet is going to provide some rigidity in the back part of this pack, so it carries weight a little bit better, and it's going to be a little more comfortable for when you've really got it loaded down. So as you can see, I've already got this bent to the curvature of my back. It's got this aluminum stay that goes into this little sleeve right here. So the best way to do this is to have somebody help you. You can simply put it on your back and just kind of bend it and see what fits best for you. Everybody's going to be a little bit different. As you can see, I've got this one already formed to me. So, you know, most people have kind of a natural curve at the top part of their spine, so you're going to want to kind of match that, and that's what I've done here. So you do not have to take this aluminum stay out of the sheet. You could just leave it in there. It just makes it easier, and you can simply just bend it until you get it to match fairly well. And then when you go to install that back into your pack, it's going to go into this top slot right here where this Velcro is at. So it's a tight fit. It's a bit of a pain to get it installed in here because it's meant to go in once and then not really come back out. So, you know, this the curvature, you want to make sure that it's facing the right direction, which this obviously goes toward my back. So we're going to slide that back into this pocket. And like I said, it could be a bit of a tight fit, so you can kind of bend this Hypalon material just a little bit, and it'll go right in there. When you get to the top here, it's a little bit tight around these corners, but with a little bit of finesse, you can get it in there. Now, the nice thing is, once you get that in there, if you feel like you need to make an adjustment, you can simply bend the frame sheet while it's in the pack. So you don't have to take it back out if you want to fine tune it. But once you get that adjusted to your back, that's where it's going to stay for the life of the pack, and it's going to make it a lot more comfortable. So I definitely suggest that being the first thing you do is pull out the frame sheet, get it adjusted, and you'll be good to go. All right, so now that we got the frame sheet adjusted, I'm going to break open the compression strap kit, and I'm going to show you my basic setup for how I run my FAS Pack. I typically don't run anything else on the front of it. I like to keep it nice and simple and really clean. So I'll show you that setup, which is really simple, and then I'll get into how to install the universal platform pack, and that'll give you a couple different options for how you want to run this thing. All right, so in this compression strap kit, you've got 6 pieces. You've got 2 longer ones with the buckle in the middle, and then you've got 4 of the shorter ones that have the locking clips on the end, as well as the adjustment on this side here. So it kind of depends on how you want to set it up and which straps you use. So for this setup, and this is what I use 99% of the time, is just these 2 straps right here with the buckles. So I'm going to set these aside for now, and I'm going to show you how to set these up and how I do it. So you can go ahead and pop these clips open, simply push this little wire keeper forward a little bit, and then push this down, and it'll open right up. So go ahead and do that on all your straps here. All right, so I basically use these straps to hold my platform on the outside of my pack, as well as hold my sticks and any clothing items that I want to stack on top of that. So the first one we're going to install, we're going to utilize this middle loop on the back of the pack right here. So you've got several different tab loops. So depending on your stick setup, how you want to strap things, you could use any of these. So we're simply going to run our little clip here through that loop and then just lock off that little wire keeper. All right, now that we got this one connected on this side, we're going to run our strap around. and do the same thing on this side, go into this middle loop right here. But now that we got the top one right there, we're going to take this one here. Now what I like to do on this one is to run it through this little pass-through hole that's in the pocket right here. But what I'm doing is basically passing this webbing through this pocket, and this hole goes all the way through. So it's going to pop out right here, and then we're going to put it right through that little loop right here that's on the back side of the pack. Now you do not have to do it this way. This is just how I set mine up. And we're going to pull that tight, and that's going to disappear in there. So you see that comes out the front, and then we're going to simply do the same thing on this side. I'm going to loosen it up a little bit. So you can see you've got a good amount of strap right there you could use, and then you've got the strap up top. All right, so we got our compression straps installed, and before I show you how I set up my pack, I'm going to show you another thing I do, and something that works really well with the FAS Pack is my Doyle's gear hoist. Now I've found over the last several years that this gear hoist is absolutely worth carrying the extra weight, just for the fact that I don't have to worry about it getting tangled. So the nice thing about the FAS Pack is you've got these pass-through grommets on the bottom, so you can take, if you've got a self-retracting gear hoist like I do, you can simply install that right into your pack. So I'm going to feed this line through here, grab that, and then we're going to put our carabiner back on. And the nice thing about that is your carabiner lives right here. So when I walk up to the tree, I can simply reach back with my left hand, grab the carabiner, hook it to my bow, and off I go. Makes it super convenient. So now we're going to take the pack, and I'm going to show you how I set up my gear utilizing just the 2 compression straps and keeping it really, really simple. So 3 main items that I typically carry are my 1-sticks, my Notion, and my Predator V XL. So we're going to take that Predator V and we're going to lay it just right on the pack, just like that, straight up and down. Then I will take the buckle and pass it through the platform. This one up here, I just leave it kind of hanging. I'll do the same thing on the bottom. I'll feed it through that bigger hole right here. And then from there, I'm going to take my 1-sticks, and they fit perfectly right over top of the Pred V. And then I'm going to take my Notion and lay it right on top, just like this. I can simply buckle that. Same with the top one. Buckle that. So that has a nice clean setup, and there's nothing else needed other than your 2 compression straps. So when I walk up to the tree, I will pop these buckles. I can pull off my Notion, my sticks, because I'm going to need those to get up the tree. And then I will pull the platform off and hang it on my saddle. So from there, I've typically got a couple extra layers or an extra jacket. I'll lay that back on there, lay my Notion on, and then throw the straps right back on top of it. And then tighten it down if you need to. So that's how I utilize my FAS Pack. I keep it nice and simple, but it has worked really, really well for me over the years. So now I'm going to go over another common setup, and that is the universal platform pack. So I'm going to put that on there and show you exactly how that works. All right, so with your FAS Pack, you got these little clips, and they typically come on these 2 tab loops that are right here on the bottom, and that is what you're going to use to install your universal platform pack. So I went ahead and I've left the compression straps that I was using in the previous setup on there. You can leave those right on there and utilize them as you want. But we're going to take our platform pack, and you've got these 2 plastic loops here on the bottom, and those are spaced perfectly to go over top of these. That's exactly what they're for. So we're going to simply feed this loop through this plastic loop, and you're going to take one of these clips that came with your pack and just feed it back through that loop and lock it down. And that's what holds the platform pack on. Same way on this side. Super quick and easy. And the nice thing is by setting it up this way, I could pop this off and not use it if I want to, and use these compression straps, or I could leave these on, put this on. It just depends on the setup and the hunt, how you want to do it. Now for time's sake, I went ahead and I took our short compression straps that came in the kit, and I installed them on this top loop on the universal platform pack. So what this allows you to do is this makes a load panel. So this will swing up. You could take this short strap right here, hook it right into this top loop, lock it off, and then do the same thing on this side. So what that allows you to do is you can put your platform in here. You've got a buckle at the top of the platform pack. We'll go ahead and do that. So this really makes a nice load panel. So you can simply loosen this side, and now you can fit extra clothing or extra gear inside here, and you can swing this up and simply tighten this back down. So with the universal platform pack on there, you've got a lot of extra real estate to put pockets or accessories or whatever you want on here. So another little pro tip here, the XL pack works great for the regular size platforms as well, and gives you more room inside this pocket if you want to stuff extra layers or whatever in there. So the XL is a really good size no matter what platform you're using. All right, now that we got our universal platform pack installed, I'm going to go ahead and just do some basic fitment stuff here with the shoulder straps that I can show you. So this is pretty self-explanatory. I'm pretty sure most of y'all have put on a backpack and adjusted it, but I like to run the pack up a little bit higher, so I'm going to tighten the shoulder straps down. That keeps the bottom of the pack from hitting the saddle. So if you got the saddle on and you're walking in the woods, the pack's going to ride nice and high and not bump into your saddle. So take the sternum strap here, and the sternum strap really helps alleviate a lot of the weight off your shoulders as well. So if you're really got your pack loaded down, I definitely would use that sternum strap and make it nice and comfortable. So from there, I'll take this extra webbing and I'll feed it through this pass-through hole in the pocket, just so I don't have extra strap hanging down. So I would simply take that and feed it right through this hole right here. Now, you don't have to do this. This is just my pet peeve, is having loose straps. So it will actually go in there and just stay like that, so it's not flopping around or catching it on the brush. And then that way you don't have anything extra to catch on anything. So that is the two most common setups with the FAS Pack, and I think that's going to get you up and running quick so you can get after those big bucks this fall. Good luck.